Okay, VR. This stuff's pretty cool. I don't know if I'm ever going to use it, but it always intrigued me to use it and be able to figure out some of the shapefile stuff and how all that stuff works. But well, I give it a whirl here. That crop sat field that Wilbert posted somewhere in Europe, I loaded it like a normal basic field, and of course the sim location, all that is all set there, and then made a boundary and all the usual basic stuff that we normally do. Then the next step we do is we want to create or go to Google Earth and import that field. So we go import and an ESRI. There it is. Shapefile. There's that shapefile. And then we want to apply a template. I messed that up initially. And we want to set our name field to rate and our color. Set color from field. And then select color field of rate. That's the color stored in the shapefile for the different rates. Now our start color is what our lowest value is, and our end color is what our highest value is. And I'm just going to use pixel values. I mean, that's all that shapefile uses too. So if we make our lowest rate at, what was it, 45, 46, 47, that sort of thing, and our end color is at 65, based on the color now, we can just read the red, green, or blue pixel, and from that we can get our rate. I don't know, maybe it's too simple, but it seems to work pretty good. So now we have our top and bottom rate, and then how many different colors you want. You only want 2 different rates, 3 different rates, 10, 15 different rates, everything varying between that 46 to 65 sort of thing. And then all we're doing is now making a different color based on the rate. And that's it. Not any more complicated than that. So we go OK. We save that template style. And we see nothing. There's that field. So we got to turn it on. And there, now you can see the different colors. Really dark is that 45 rate, and the really high rate was it 67 or 65 or something. And so now all I gotta do is save the field. Make sure it's pointing north. That's really important for the georeferencing part. Make it a little bigger so that it fills the whole screen. And then save the file. And get rid of all that other stuff, the title and legend and compass. And here you can, at the bottom there, you can choose whether or not you want a gray image or a color image, that sort of thing. So our file name, we save it in the field. This is important. Call it vr.jpg. Save it right in the field directory. And that's it. Discard. Now, the only tricky part is you have to go. We have this field. Now, how do you georeference this picture to what's in AgOpenGPS? Now, AgOpenGPS, whether it's doing the maze or obstacle collision avoidance and all that sort of stuff, it's based on a point down there at the bottom, which is 0, 0, using Cartesian coordinates, and up at the top is your max x and your max y. So all we need to do is now just turn this into a grid. So we'll just crop the image down to where the edge of the shapefile is. Try to get as accurate as you can. And since it's a square, it doesn't matter what shape the field is, it's still going to fit in that square somewhere, somehow. So once you've cropped it, now we're effectively georeferencing it to 0, 0 in terms of AgOpenGPS. And again, it works exactly the same way as the maze. And we'll extrapolate those pixels along with the x, y, UTM coordinates, and then just use them as a pseudo-georeference. So there, now we can see the picture, and it's all cut and cropped down to where it should be. And so I've used headland, but I'll just have to change the word to variable rate. And a little picture viewer comes up, and that's the one vr.jpg. And there we go. And I can hardly see the different colors, but they're there. And now if we drive along, there's that VR value. There's actually reading the actual pixel rate. And we pick up the different, what the RGB pixel is at that position, georeferenced to AgOpenGPS. So voila, variable rate. Works really, really well. If you have an image, any image of any field, as long as it's got the outside border and you know where it is, and you can take a screenshot, you can do anything you want. It here changes, well, divides it by 3 in this case, but it runs the rate display, all part of the already built-in AgOpenGPS. You guys are using rate, so this is really close to actually working. Pretty simple. So the other thing you can do is now import it into Paint, choose a brush, because again, it's a picture. It's a picture with pixels. So if you want to make some funky lines and fill some areas in, and if you use Photoshop, you can do layers. You can have Google Earth in the background and fill in the low areas that you know. And you know, if you only want 2 different rates or something, shoot, it's all really simple. You just draw what you want. And then when that's done, you just save it. Of course, you have to remember to exit the field first, because you can't use the file and save the file at the same time. Resume the field. And headland. See, there's our updated image. There. Now as we drive along, now you see the number's 156, because we put in a really bright color. So the number's higher. So now that rate will be 156, 142. Now we're back to our original map of 63. As we're driving over our new line. So I hope you can kind of see the potential here. You can make blocks. You can do anything you want. And with the ability to import a shapefile, if you do have a shapefile, well, you can kind of do anything you want. Certainly in the future, being able to read shapefiles and manipulate shapefiles and that sort of thing would be cool. But this is a good first step. So yeah, the other thing you can do is, it doesn't have to be a shapefile. It can just be the image from Google Earth. Just save the Google Earth image and then just drop it in there, and then you have the Google Earth image as a background in your field instead of that gray blocky pattern that's defaulting.